What's going on, guys? It's Sam and Kobe with Team Bro Power. What's going on, Kobe?
What's going on, Sam?
So let's talk about this here band list. You got it in front of you? All
Yeah.
right, read them off. Just for starters, read them off to everybody.
Alright. We got Damage Juggler, Flush Fire, and Ptolemaious Band.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Monkey Board, Skullcrabat, and Luster Pendulum all at one.
Mm.
Now, this is a pretty juicy list because all these hits make sense.
Yeah.
The band makes sense because the OCG did them. We don't need Ptolemaious because every rank 4 deck should be able to make Infinity.
Exactly.
We don't need Flush Fire, and we don't need Damage Juggler.
Yeah, it's like you might as well have just kept Exiton. You know what I mean? It's just like that. It's just you're out level rank 4 to, out to anything really, and it's too strong.
Yeah. Now, the only thing I don't understand is Skullcrabat.
Yeah.
Monkey Board, I understand because, it's more busted than what the Magicians can do, because if you're going to use Pendulum Call, then you're going to card for card yourself.
Exactly.
Just drop the Monkey Board, add a card, and then make your scale, then you still have 4 monsters to do whatever you want with.
Yeah.
But I think their intentions with putting Skullcrabat to 1 is they're trying to make sure that you can't move anything.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. And with so many different Performapal cards themselves, I think somebody, if they wanted to, could make a really interesting deck out of them.
Yeah.
Just with all the things they have. But the only thing I don't agree with is Luster being at 1.
Yeah, that was weird, man. They banned so many, and they just came out too as a thing. Joker ain't been out, but right before Tulsa Regionals, which was in December.
Yeah. Well, the reason it makes sense is because Konami doesn't want another Tier 0 format to go on for so long.
Exactly.
Guess what? They lose money from that.
Yep.
Because players start quitting the game.
Yep.
But then right now we're going to have a slower format with the top 4 being Cosmo, Monarchs, Mermails, and some type of magician-oriented deck that might come up. The only difference between it is I just don't see it being very viable anymore.
Let me ask you this: do you think that the Ariadne build of PePe will become popular now that the format's slowing down and Ariadne didn't get touched and Salt and Strike didn't get touched?
The reason it won't be a thing anymore is because Luster's online. The broken play was you being able to basically do the same thing you would do with your Luster play with Plush.
Yeah.
But since it's only a 1, it's like if you don't open it, you're kind of going off the luck of Draco Face-Off too. It's
Yeah.
Like you activate Face-Off.
Yeah, that is
and
another.
Pick that card, then it's not going in your scale, and you're done. You
Yeah.
can't put it there.
Yeah.
It's all going to be too inconsistent, and that's what I'm saying is Magicians might not end up doing anything in the format because if you look at it, PePe, once their scales were popped, they had comeback plays because they had so many cards that helped them gain advantage.
Yeah.
Magicians, it's like once you pop the scales and you get rid of their pendulum monsters or you get rid of their board, they can't do anything else.
Yeah.
It's done.
So, were you surprised at how fast this came? Were you just like...
I think everybody's surprised. This is the first time Konami's really done something this drastic right off the bat.
Yeah.
But I think it's also Konami learning a lesson,
Mm-hmm.
from our previous formats where things got so bad like this.
Yeah.
Basically, Dragon Ruler format.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was all over again. I mean, when literally... I mean, if you look at the standings from, ARG Phoenix, 13 out of the top 16 were PePe. And if it wasn't bad enough last format, or maybe even 2 formats ago, where it was all just Shadalls and Burning Abyss and stuff, now you have just one deck. And it's just you hit some Monarchs, and 1 Cosmo was in the top 16, but it's just there was just so much of all the same decks. And Yu-Gi-Oh players, for the majority part, aren't stupid. They're going to play the most consistent deck, and it was just way too consistent, not being able to...
Yeah, it really was.
to hardly ever brick at all, which was just insane. What do you think about Wavering Eyes not getting hit? Do you think that that'll hurt, or that'll help that it didn't get hit? Do you think?
The only reason it's not getting hit is solely so that it can promote other pendulum decks and promote, basically worse players to play pendulum decks to a higher extent.
Yeah, because there are other pendulum decks that do run it. For instance, whenever they banned Rhoda, that not only did it hurt Satellar's and stuff, but it hurt other crap people that played Battle and Boxers and just UAs. It hurts like so many more decks that like weren't even supposed to be hit. And I think that like they didn't ban Wavering Eyes, so in that sense they had to ban more of the other stuff. What do you think?
Well, and once we settle down from them trying to push pendulums onto us, is when wavering will get hit. The reason they're not hitting wavering is because it promotes pendulums.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's literally all it is.
Yeah.
And we don't have the time. I think what we really should focus on now is, what's our format going to shift to? And it basically comes down to four main things, and that's Cosmo. Cosmo won't be getting hit because, it's still getting support, and they can't ban E-Telly or hit it because E-Telly promotes super quantums, which are coming out later this month, so they can't hit it indirectly either.
Yeah.
Now, then we got Monarchs. Monarchs overall are just generally good. Let's be honest here. Monarchs are great.
Yeah.
The deck is amazing. It's phenomenal. It has a strong power in the air now. And then we got Mermels.
Yeah.
Mermels, the only problem with Mermels, they're probably going to be towards the bottom of that brick. You can brick. You can brick so hard you can build a mansion with that deck. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only reason I'm going to put Mermels above the magician part of this is because we don't really know what is going to happen and where it's going to get taken. We might have a magician that they build. We might go back to pure magicians. We don't really know.
Yeah.
But the best thing we know is we're back in a slower format, and it makes the game more enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this is what we've needed all along. I mean, ever since I would say Shaddoll format, just for stuff to slow back down. I don't know if it'll ever slow back down to hat format or like anything like that. I mean, or what do you think?
I think it might. We might get our time. It's just the more consistent decks will have to take their hits eventually.
Yeah.
And I think give it another year, and we'll be back in a slower format because all the decks will be hit down so bad. Everything's going to be like, oh, this is slow, and so is that.
Yeah.
So all of our top decks are still going to be good, but they're going to be slower.
Yeah.
We're going to gradually build ourselves downward, and it's good. It's good for the game. And then we have more creativity coming out. Honestly, with magicians, I see so much creativity potential just in all of it. With using any type of performer pal, combination with the magicians. I mean, there's so much you could do.
Yeah.
And it's endless. The things you can do are just endless.
What do you think? The cards that are going to go up in price, and just name like 3 cards that you think are going to go up in price. And I want to tell you what I think. I think that stuff like Naruto, because people are going to be playing magicians again. That's going to be like one of the main things. Like just like the rank 6s, like all that crap. I feel like is going to like really go up. Like again, it went up a few months ago, but it's going to go up like a lot again. I think like Diamond Crab, and I definitely think that the Monarch cards will even go up more, even now. Like just because there were some people that wanted to play him, but now there's going to be like a lot of other people want to play him.
Alright, here's what's going to go up. The main one that's going to go up is Strike. Strike is going to end up being $100 again. Reason being is that playing Strike is going to be good now.
Yeah.
It was bad playing it against Pepe because they could still play around it, but now it's like, ooh, I strike your pendulum summon and you don't have a comeback play? Nice.
Yep.
Let me win.
Exactly.
And we're not in an OTK format anymore either. It's slow. It's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
And aside from Strike, I don't really have a general specific card that I could pinpoint right now that would really go up. I think everything else, generally higher rarity Monarchs are going to go up. Higher rarity Mermels are going to go up.
Yeah, and you keep saying stuff about Mermels. Like you really think that they will really?
I mean, come on. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Neptudus is broken. Like it's busted for the deck. And the only reason I bring up Mermels is because you can't count Mermels out right. They're good.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're better than the rogue decks, but they're not necessarily complete tier 1. They're like at a 1.5, but they're almost a 1. You kind of get what I mean, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think it's just we're not going to have a generalization of what we know will go up until we see what efficient engine running or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be interesting to know like the top rope decks, because rope decks are going to make a comeback now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like Burning Abyss, Fluffles, those top rope decks that just random one or two people at a regional or a YCS are playing and they top of it.
You think that
they're gonna see more play?
You think that people will start playing stuff like Hat again? You think that could be like a thing? Because when you think about it, dude, none of that stuff is really touched. I mean, yeah, there's a few of the artifacts, but like, I don't know. I mean,
Hat can never exist until Moral Tech goes back to 3.
You think?
That's as simple as that.
Yeah.
For one, and for two, Hat. The format for Hat is way too Hat itself is too slow.
What do you think?
To keep up. To be honest, I will be able to give you a better answer in like a month.
Yeah, because after the last Banlist, dude, everybody was just like, they thought they knew what was going on. Everybody's like, yeah, let's play Magic Specters, and that lasted for like 2 weeks.
Magic Specters weren't shit, and nobody even plays them now.
Yeah.
The thing what it is now is we don't know where cards sit. Hat might be good because you can run 3 strikes and run a warning. Like, I think for most road deck, that's what's going to be a big thing, is that you can run triple strikes, you can a warning, and it'll be a staple thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, the reason I don't know is because we don't know if playing that set as itself is going to be good or not.
Yeah.
We don't know if decks can play around that or not yet.
Mm-hmm.
We knew PePe could easily.
Yeah.
So we really have to see where the fire gets fueled at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be great. Yu-Gi-Oh's gonna be a fun time. Everybody's gonna get one back in that came out of it.
As much as I hate PePe, and I'm not saying this because I hate playing against like, just like decks that are just way too tier -10. But it's just the fact that like decks like that weren't healthy at all. Like they were just not like like I said, when you have a top 16 like the last ARG last weekend, when it was just like 13 or 14 out of the top 16 are just the exact same deck. Like it's not healthy
if
for the
you have
game.
more than one deck, if there's more than 8 to 10 players top of the same deck,
Yeah, you got a problem.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
There's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Because let's think back to ARG with Shadal, Necro, and Burning Abyss format. You had at least 3 to 6 of each different one in some form, and sometimes there was more than others. There was an event that had more Necros than the other 2. There was an event that had more Shadal than the other 2, and so on. It wasn't necessarily as healthy that we had 3 main decks, but
Yeah.
It was good because there was still a versus.
Yeah, there was still like Well, I agree, man. We'll just see what's gonna happen, and
see how the format goes.
yeah, we'll give an update in a few weeks after. We'll see if we're right or wrong, or we'll see what's going on. But anyway, man. All right, we'll talk to you later then.
Yep. All right. Take it easy.
All right. See you, man.